these are kind of like the gatekeeper to your blood system, okay? And then above that, you have your little villi, little hairy, I don't know, whatever you want to call them, okay? And then underneath, you have your blood. So you have your tight junctions. Tight junctions are the collagen strands that are binding your gut together. So I'm going to try to give you a demonstration. So your gut lining is not like this where it's solid, right? That's totally solid. It's more like your fingers, where you see how there's like, obviously there's little gaps between my fingers. That's kind of how your gut lining is. And what happens is your food comes in, digested, and it reaches this point. So you have different parts of your colon that are responsible for different things. For instance, I had a patient once who we were working with him because he went crazy all of a sudden. Well, not all of a sudden, but it was pretty drastic in a very short amount of time. So he came into our office, and there was me and two naturopathic doctors, and we scoured over his thing. And one of the things he forgot to mention was that he had gastric bypass. They actually cut out the part that absorbs B12, okay? So his body was unable to absorb B12 no matter how many supplements or anything he took. There was literally, this part of it could not absorb B12, okay? Which made him obviously go crazy because you have to have B12. So that's how important every part of your digestive tract is. That's why it's actually really bad to start removing things. You want to, I mean, obviously there are extenuating circumstances, but you really want to work on holistically fixing those issues. So each part is going to absorb it. So you take your bloodstream, and your bloodstream is going to decide, like, oh, here I need vitamin D. Here I need B12. Kind of puts it in your blood, and your blood is like the best. I know you guys bragged about, I believe Ryan bragged about shipping and like how efficient it is, right? Like your blood's the most efficient delivery system ever, okay? It says vitamin B12, I'm going to take it here. Iron, I'm going to take it here, and it delivers it very quickly. So what do you think happens if you get the wrong thing in that delivery man's hands? Yeah, and if you start delivering that, which actually does happen. So you have these little angry bacteria. You have really happy bacteria too. These just look really angry. And the purple thing was the best I could do about undigested food, so just pretend that's undigested food. Okay. Oh, there you go. Okay. So how many in here have been stressed before? Raise a hand. How many in here have been chronically stressed before, meaning like 2 or 3 days or more? The number one cause of leaky gut is stress, okay? And we do it all the time. We're stressed from work, or we're stressed at work because our boss is being rude, and guess what? We just sit there and still stay behind a computer or whatever. Your spouse, or your kids, sometimes you just sit in front of the TV and veg out. Some people go to a bar, some people go to a coffee shop, whatever. But a lot of times we just sit. When you sit and all of those chemicals from stress are pumping through, they actually will damage your gut lining. That's why people with stress get ulcers, is because it starts to damage those. So this is what that looks like, okay? So on one side, you have a healthy gut. On the other side, you have a leaky gut. If your body no longer can decide what goes in there, that's a scary thing. So say an undigested food, say you just eat yogurt, okay? And all of a sudden you get a really bad stomach ache, and after that, every time you eat dairy, you're sick, okay? It's because what can happen is lactose, the sugar that is in dairy, it can get into into your bloodstream, and that's not how it's supposed to be. So your bloodstream says, oh crap, calls on white blood cells, it attacks it, creates an inflammatory response, and now you are allergic to dairy, okay? So leaky gut, that is how allergies, food allergies work, and even seasonal allergies work. So that's where our Love Your Gut protocol comes in, and I'll talk about all of the different steps. Today I'm actually just talking, even though we do have 5 products in here for our Love Your Gut kit, today I am only going to be talking about 3, and I'll briefly touch on the others. So the first step is repair. That is our Repair Plus product. That's the cute one. Oh, here it is. So it's an L-Glutamine plus fiber support drink. We have it in both wild berry and tropical citrus in the same box because you drink it every single day. We wanted to make sure you have a little of variety there. So this is going to do a lot of different things that I'm going to talk about. So first, L-Glutamine. Wow, you guys take a lot of pictures. I like this. Okay, so L-Glutamine This is the most simple way to do it. If your gut is like this, L-Glutamine makes it go back like that. That is L-Glutamine's role, okay? It also can fight against bad gut flora, so all of the bad bacteria, and it can avoid premature tissue breakdown of those little pink puffy cells. The really technical terms, right? And then we also have gut-soothing herbs in there. So we have licorice root and anise seed. How many in here have had Indian food before? Yes. All right, I love Indian food. Have you ever noticed that bowl of seeds in the front of the, okay? That's licorice and anise seed. So Indians actually eat the real seeds after they eat in order to help break down their food and support their digestive tract. I don't think they taste the best, so we mixed it with a good tasting drink to make it better. And then we also have peppermint. Peppermint has been used for thousands of years to soothe an upset stomach, reduce flatulence, and improve marriages. Yeah. That there, okay? You're welcome. You can thank me later, it's fine.
Yeehaw!
Yeehaw. Yeehaw. Okay. And then fiber. Somebody asked me a really good question. It was actually the motivational speaker today. He asked about fiber in people with IBS. So our fiber is very friendly as far as, okay, do you guys know the old kitchen sponges? The one with the green side and the yellow side, right? Okay, so what is the role of the green side? Scrubs. If you have a damaged gut, do you think you'd want to scrub it? No. That would cause a lot of irritation. So our fiber is like the yellow side. It's very soft and gentle, and it just absorbs all of the junk and gunk and everything that's in your gut lining, okay? So remember how you saw you had the blood, the epithelial cells, and then you had the undigested food and the bacteria? It will literally, like, superhero around it, pick it up, and eliminate it out, okay? So you will notice your very first week taking this product, you will detox. That is very, very common. Repair gut linings, regulates blood sugar, and these are also prebiotics, which means they are the food your probiotics eat, okay? It's really important. The next one is alpha-galactosidase. Say that 10 times fast. Just kidding, it's hard. Okay, alpha-galactosidase is an enzyme. So we've talked about candida, right? Candida is an overinfestation of yeast in your body, okay? It is necessary so that when you die, it decomposes your body. So what happens if you have too much and you're alive? It's like breaking it down quickly. Okay. So alpha-galactosidase is an enzyme that can actually penetrate through candida and help to digest it and break it down, because candida is actually a carbohydrate. So it will help break that down. This will also reduce bloating and gas, and this also helps with digesting things that are high FODMAP. Those are, they're sugars that are very difficult to break down. Let's just say it that way, real easy. Things like broccoli, cauliflower, right? Those things that or beans, things that tend to, they call beans the musical fruit for a reason. We need a little help to break those down, okay? So this is gonna help break down the sugar and carbs in beans, cauliflower, things like that. So that is the alpha-galactosidase. So just to recap, I just wanna recap. So the whole step of Repair Plus is you're flushing out all of the junk and gunk, detoxing that out, okay? You're reducing the inflammation. This is gonna help people with stomach aches, like a lot, okay? It takes on that inflammation, it repairs the gut lining, and helps purify the blood, okay? So it has all of those different steps in just one product. So that is your Repair Plus that you'll drink every morning with 16 ounces of water. It tastes really good on its own. Everybody always asks us, is it safe for kids? What I do recommend is that if you have somebody under 100 pounds, just half everything, okay? And then if you have an infant, Repair Plus is not really the product I would recommend, but Pre+Probiotics are. So we'll talk a little bit more about that. Okay, so I'm gonna move on to step 2. So first step is repairing damage. The second step is rebuilding, because we have had years of damage, and so a lot of your systems might have been broken down by this point. So there's a few different things I call this. Once again, they're gonna take my mic away. Fart fighters, okay? It seriously helps people who have excessive gas. This is also going to help increase your muscle tone, because now you can break down your muscle or your protein into amino acids, and then it builds muscle in your body. Is a simple way to put it, okay? This is going to help break break down protein, carbs, and fats. So this, a lot of times we find people who are gaining weight, even though they're eating this exact same diet as maybe their sister, right? But if your body can't break it down, what it does is it takes it and it stores it as fat in your connective tissue. So that's not fun, okay? So this is definitely gonna help that. And they taste really good. So we have 3 flavors in one bottle. They're chewables, by the way. So lemon drop, pineapple mango, and tropical punch. And it all comes in the same one. There's 90 chewable tablets in every bottle. So that means, 1 per meal each day. If you're eating a buffet in Vegas, you have my permission to take like 2 or 3. If you're gonna Brooks calls him the cheat. He will, so he's like allergic to popcorn. Just weird, but it's fine. And he's like, oh, it's fine. If I take 3 digestible, I can eat anything. I'm not trying to condone this behavior, but yes, it will help you. In fact, the day that we launched this, we actually launched this product in Vegas, and one of our distributors has been allergic to potatoes for 15 years. No French fries. That's heartbreaking to me. Like fries and ice cream are like my 2 things that are on the naughty list that I love. Yeah. Dipped in it. Oh, I'm your girl. Okay. And he bravely, this dude goes into anaphylactic shock when he eats potatoes, okay? He goes downstairs, pops 3 in his mouth, and ate a plate of fries, and was fine, okay? So it's really cool. You see, I'm not saying be super, if you're allergic to peanuts, definitely, I'm not saying you should do this. But it was really cool to see that the reason for his allergy is just because his body didn't have what it took to break it down, okay? All right, so it's gonna break down your carbs. So with digested enzymes, you're gonna have more energy, less fat storage, a better sugar response. If you're the kind of person who eats and then you get super tired, this is definitely gonna help that. This is also going to help you absorb your vitamins better, okay? These are the different enzymes, if you want to take a picture real quick. These are the different enzymes that are in it this is what they do. So it breaks down carbs, amylase, glucoamylase, and protease and maltase. The SKB, AGU, those are just the measuring units that we use for enzymes. Stomach acid. You actually digest 75% of your food before it's introduced to your stomach acid. Meaning 75% of your food is actually broken down in your saliva and in your esophagus before it ever hits your stomach acid. You actually, I wish I knew how many liters, but underneath your tongue, have you ever noticed when you salivate, it's actually 2 little things underneath your tongue that shoot out saliva? Okay, it's really cool. To me, I don't know, it's like a superhero thing, okay? I'm such a nerd, it's fine. So it shoots it out, but did you know that everybody in here is different depending on where in the world you're from? So if you're African versus Asian descent, Native American versus European, we all actually have totally different amounts of amylase that shoots out of our saliva, okay? But guess what we do? We all come to America and we eat the same buffet, okay? So that's why actually enzymes are really necessary, as well as we cook our food, okay? Most people in here cook your food, or if you're just eating out, packaged food, whatever, your food actually has enzymes in it, but a lot of times we cook those out, so our body just isn't able to break them down. Low stomach acid. Most people think that when you have acid reflux, it's because you have too much stomach acid. It's actually because you have too little. What happens is if you think of it as this, you have your stomach acid, and if it doesn't raise to a certain point to trip a lever and drain out, you actually just have a little bit in there sloshing around all the time. So when you take an antacid, it actually worsens the problem over time and can cause bone deficiency issues as well, just by taking over-the-counter ones, that was save I think it was like $10 billion a year. So what are some of those? What are some antacids that you take? Tums, Zyrtec, Zantac. There's a lot. Okay, you guys are still going. Okay, Nexium, right? All of these different ones. We have so many. You go down in Costco and you can find Tums like this big. It's ridiculous, okay? Unfortunately, it does just mask the problem. It's actually just a Band-Aid, where with digestive enzymes, they help you to break down your food so that you can absorb them better and also